How's it going? Gonna make a quick video. I don't know if it's gonna be quick or not. I'm gonna make a video showing you how I'm changing my radiator on my Toyota pickup. I'm not saying that this is how you should do it. This is just a video of me doing work on my own car there. Hopefully this helps somebody out there thinking about doing the same thing. Again, you should always consult a professional, which I am not. Anyways, hope you guys like this video. Alright, kind of the first thing I did was I have a safety cap. If you don't have one, I kind of recommend them. They come in really handy for doing all sorts of stuff if you're having radiator issues. So I just opened that up. It pushed the air out into there. I got some leaks going on. I'm not sure what they're coming on. This radiator is really old, and I kind of suspect it because it's got some corrosion in spots, and like I don't know if this will show up on camera, but there's like moisture keeps showing up on this upper radiator hose, and I have no idea where it's coming from. So I think there might be a pinhole somewhere. Anyways, this hose needs to be replaced. It's kind of swollen, and so I got a good deal on a radiator, so I'm going to swap it out. It's kind of the first thing I did was, well, open that up. That releases the pressure. And then if you look down here, let's see if I can see this. Right there, there's just a little like a wing nut deal there. I just put a drip pan underneath that, open that up, and let the fluid drain out. Also let it kind of cool down so you don't burn yourself. Then next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hose out of the way, this intake hose. And so I just took a screwdriver, loosen this clamp here that's on your intake. And then I did the same thing over here, and then I think I just used my fingers on this one. I got strong hands. No, but get some pliers or something, squeeze that, and I just pulled that off there. And then I pulled that off there, and this should just come off now. So I'm gonna do that. I need both hands for that, so I'll be right back. Yeah, so I took this off. You got a lot more breathing room here. I just thought of something a long time ago. I took my air shroud off. Not saying you should do that. It's kind of a safety thing in case, like, let's say like coolant fell down here. If it hit your fan, it just splash up and hit you in the eye. So they're kind of getting that. Everybody says that they're there to help direct the air and stuff. I kind of don't really believe that. I think it's more of a safety thing so you don't stick your finger down on the blade. Or like I said, this thing's spinning, it's going to throw anything up that it touches that blade. Here's kind of a good example is after I took that intake off, there's a lot more coolant on here than I thought. In fact, that's probably the major issue I'm having is it's probably just a leaky upper hose, but it's time. This radiator, it's a nice radiator, but I don't trust it. Anyhow, so this is feeling a little bit soft there. I think that's about it. I think what I'm going to do, oh, I forgot to mention, I'm also going to change, since I'm in here, I'm going to take out my old thermostat, change that out. So I'm just going to decide what I'm going to do next. Pretty much what I'm going to do is I got to take this clamp off, that should remove the hose. In fact, I'll just do that next. Alright, got the hose off. I get people asking me how I take these hose clamps off. I just put them down here. There's the old hose. It's all pretty swollen up. So it's probably time for that. I just use, this is actually some fishing pliers. I've just had these forever. And they got a nice angle at the end, so I just use that to grab those deals there. I should try to find, if anybody's got a recommendation on a good way to get these hose clamps off. See if I got any more. You know, it's these kind here. If you got some good recommendations on those, let me know. Anyways, I think what I'm going to do next is take off the the thermostat housing. Alright, I'll show you one quick thing I did. So I want to get these hoses out of the way, just to give me more, so I can see down there better where the throttle, or keep calling it throttle, or thermostat went. And these hoses just attach right here, and you can just twist them, and once you feel them twist, you can just pull them off. And these are nice because they go in order. I zoomed in here. They go in order, so you got, you know, going down the line here. So then these are in order also, so this one goes to that one and so forth. So they're pretty easy to take on and off, and you won't mix them up because you just kind of like spark plugs. This, you just go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just going to set those aside for now. And I also recommend you kind of wipe things down when you're in there. It just makes it easier because, you know, I was dripping fluid. By wiping off the fluid when I get done, if there is any leaks, hopefully I won't confuse them with the fluid I'm splashing on there from doing the radiator change. Anyhow, I'd had a little oil in my coolant system before, and the oil just eats through the rubber. So I'm glad I decided to look at this, because that O-ring was shot, and this has a lot of oil in it. So put my new one on there. Oh, here's this guy right here. So it's pretty corroded and dirty. I'm probably going to clean this up and make it look nice. Oh, you can see oil in there, so I'll probably clean that out. It's probably causing a lot of issues because the oil eats your rubber hoses up. Anyway, so that's where I'm at right now. Alright, a couple things I did. So there's just bolts right down here, 2 bolts. Here and here, I'll show you on the other side, that hold this radiator on. Here's one right here, it's still in. And there's one right down there. So I'm just going to take that bolt out, this top one here. Already broke loose that radiator clamp down there, the lower radiator hose. This thing's almost ready to come out. I guess I'll take my cap off so I'm not looking for that. It's kind of dirty. Throw that in there. So yeah, so I just gotta take this bolt off, that bolt off, and then disconnect that radiator hose, and this should just pop right out. Yeah, I thought I'd show you a couple tools that I'm using to make this easy. This is just I just got this. I'll do a review on this, but there's a cordless ratchet there. Works really good for taking these out. That's the only one I got left there. And then another tool that I'm using a lot for this job is this guy here. I really like this. It's a cheap Harbor Freight tool, but you can really get it down into stuff, and then, you know, because it swivels. I wish it locked, but it doesn't. But it's still really good. And the nice long handle let me get down in there and break nuts loose, break bolts loose or nuts, so that I can just take them out with this real quick. Anyways, just let us show you some of this how I'm doing this, and it's going pretty quickly. Alright, I thought I'd show you something real quick. This is the radiator bracket, mine came off. But what's neat is, after you take those bolts out, hopefully my new one's got this, you know, it just sits in there and it'll slot, so it'll hold it. So you can put those bolts back in. Where they go? They go right here. So it sits like that, I guess. You know, it just clips into the front of the frame there. So that's kind of neat. Hopefully my new replacement radiator has those, so it'll hold it up while I'm trying to position it. Okay, I got it out. The only problem is I couldn't get this radiator hose off on this side, so I took the clamp off this other end and kind of, you know, pulled it up. I just bent that over and yanked it out. So, oops, almost fell down there. Here's what it looks like without it. Yeah, so much more room. Almost wish I didn't have a radiator. Anyways, because you can really work on that car now. So that's where I'm at. I'm thinking I'm gonna probably go to the store and buy a new lower radiator hose, because that's on there so tight, and I mean, I'm right there. Now's the time to put a new one on. I mean, that one looks like it's good, but might as well just put one on and be done with it, because I got a new upper one. I'm glad I did that, because that other one looked kind of shot. So I think that's it for now. In fact, yeah, I'm gonna probably go to the store real quick and get one. Alright, here's my new radiator. Luckily, it does have those little tabs on there. So all I'm gonna do is just set it in here, and I don't know where they're at. Maybe it went inside these holes here. I thought there'd be more of a slot. It probably just goes in these holes. But so I'll just hang the radiator there and show you what it looks like. Yeah, I'm so glad they did it that way. It just goes in those little holes that you saw there. So it's just hanging on those hooks that I showed you. So now start putting it back together. Alright, moving along. I probably didn't show this before, but this is just a little tube. Oops, sorry. Tube that comes off there for your overflow bottle. So I hooked that back up. And then I zipped the bolts, the mounting bolts along both sides there. Hook those on. And then Went down there and put the lower radiator hose back on, got the clamps on that, and so we're getting close. We're almost done. This wasn't very hard. So next, I guess I'm going to do my thermostat next. So I'll show you when that's done. Yeah, I thought I'd make this. I'm not sure. You have that little, they call it a jiggler thing in there. You can only put this in, I don't think you can put this in backwards, but that's how you put that in there. I'm thinking, and I don't know if that goes to the front or the back, but when I put the housing over the top of this, I'm just going to torque those bolts to like 13 foot-pounds, so not very much, and you know, it just sits right there. Pretty sure you can't put it in upside down, and I don't know if there's something there, but I can't see. But, and I don't know if it matters how you put that in. Anyways, if anybody knows if it matters how you put that in, as far as that little jiggler is front, the back, whatever, let me know. Alright, so I got the housing torqued down, and I use that clamp there, and these I don't like. This one's too long, but be careful so you don't catch these. I don't like these kind of clamps. Maybe I'll spin it up, bring it in for that way. Always afraid I'm going to hit that, catch it on myself. Anyways, these bends here are always bad. This is an okay hose. It needs to really, this whole thing needs to really be up farther. That's just how they kind of do it. When you go to put this back on, seems like it always hits there. So that's just what it is. So all I gotta do is put this that hose back on here and then fill back up, and I'm pretty much done. I don't even know if there's worth showing anymore. I don't think I'm leaving anything out. Just make sure that, you know, that connector down here is closed, and all you can do after you get the stuff back on there is fill it up full of coolant, and it should be done. Anyways, I think I'm gonna wrap it up with that. If you have any, one big tip: get yourself a heavy-duty silicone spray. This stuff's like a lifesaver. I spray it on all my hose connectors and stuff, and just makes it go on super easy. And then when it dries, you know, it'll evaporate off. So even like on this, when I put this hose on here, I'll spray some of that around there. Just makes everything slide on really easy, and you don't have to fight with those hoses. So that's a little tip. And it seems like also it helps, although it seems like it evaporates off, it helps when it comes time to remove them, especially if you do them often. And of course, if you wait like 10 years, it's not going to matter too much, but it does seem to help a little bit. Anyways, hopefully this video helps somebody out. If you like this video, maybe give me a thumbs up. If you subscribe, you'll see more videos as they come out. Thank you for watching.